Hey everybody, this is Claire, and this is Small Joyful Things. As always, I go to thrift stores, or I go to estate sales, or sometimes I buy things from Craigslist, and I'm constantly looking for things that I find interesting, or that I think will tell me a story, or that I think have something kind of interesting to say, and I just want to find out about them, even if I don't particularly like them on an aesthetic level. But anyway, I've got something kind of, I guess, interesting today, and I just wanted to show you for the simple fact that, just to prove that I do get it wrong. That sometimes I pick up stuff that clearly whatever sense I have of what is good and quality has clearly been broken. And I sometimes pick up stuff that is just, I should not have touched. But here's what I got today. I got a twofer for you. There is this bowl and this candle holder. So first of all, the bowl. This is blown glass. You can see it's been turned. It's got this like turn up with that. And obviously this like white streak of glass in it. And the pontil has been smoothed out. It's not sharp or anything. Basically, I could rub my thumb over that and not worry about it. And then the candle holder is just kind of similar. It's very heavy, and you can see that it's cased. It's got that layer of amber glass in it. And the pontil is very similar. Again, same thing. I don't have to worry about cutting my finger on it. It's been properly smoothed out. Now, the reason I'm showing you the two of these is that I spent $10 together on the two of them in a thrift store, and this was a mistake. In my defense, I had my daughter with me, and 5-year-olds are distracting. But honestly, I should not have bought these because the quality I normally want from art glass is not there. Like, I'm just going to measure these up. I'll just show you what's going on with them at least. This is about 3 inches across. If I can get this right. Remember what I said about kids being distracting? I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that minor interlude. That's kind of what happens when you have children. Like I said, they are distracting. Yeah. Anyway, what was it? Yeah. Let's just measure this up again so that I don't forget. There we go. 5.5 inches. Now, the bowl itself, about 8.25 inches long. Maybe about 4 3/4 inches wide. And we're going to have a go at measuring it lengthways. It's about 3.5 inches high. Okay, so essentially, what are the problems with this? The problem is that I will normally require a certain amount of quality, and it is not here, and I should have been paying attention when I actually picked them up. Usually, if I see art glass, I'll pick it up straight away and then kind of figure it out later. In this case, I didn't. I picked it up, put it in the basket, and then entirely forgot about it because my daughter was running around the place. These are just not crafted with what I would consider to be sufficient care and attention. It's possible there's somebody's like art project or someone who's not a professional, which, I mean, that's, you know, it's fine, but it's not really what I'm looking for when I'm looking for art glass. I don't want like folk art. I want to have like good quality art that was made by people who had skill and practice. So let's take a look. It's like, what are the issues that we've got that? Well, first of all, they kind of screwed up on the pontil. This doesn't sit flat it doesn't sit flat on the table. It just rocks back and forth because the pontil's left too high. That is too high. That should have been this should have been ground flat, and it wasn't. As well as that, it's got some of these major and quite like ugly looking bubbles. There's a couple there that just they look pretty bad. They don't look, yeah, they just got problems. Like the actual swirl of glass itself, the swirl of white is just not great. There's another bubble there that makes it look kind of a bit awkward. That one is the worst one. That's just like, that's actually bubbling out of the glass, and that's not good. If you actually look at it from here, like the turn up in the glass, it's just awkward. This is like somebody was doing this like the first time or something. So overall, the dish is just, yeah, okay, it is what it is. Now, the candle holder, I think, was probably a little bit better. if you look straight onto it, you can see that it's kind of got this shape, like this triangle shape. But if I even put it down, I'm gonna put it like directly below the camera, because this is obviously my iPhone right here. The camera is deep. You can see it sits off to the center, like it's offset. It's kind of leaning off to one side, and it's obviously not very symmetrical. The other thing as well is that like this is better. It does sit flat, but it's still kind of bulby, and it's not like, it's irregular up here. And to be honest, a lot of this would not be unusual for art glass in general, but it's just like, when I see this stuff done by, say, someone like a Murano glass artist, generally what I see is that there is a certain amount of irregularity. I mean, every piece is unique, that's just a given. But the irregularity is not so much that it looks half-assed. Up to a point, these kind of look like they are a bit half-assed. And to be honest, I just have to accept, I think, that for 10 bucks, I basically wasted my money on these. I should not have bought them. This is too heavy to really ship, and it's definitely not Murano. I don't think it's Chinese made, because in fairness, a lot of the stuff that comes from China, it is actually made well. Like, it's just, I mean, there's indications that there's obviously not Murano, and it is obviously made by in production line kind of a way, but the common wisdom is if you do something often enough, you will get really good at it. And I see it a lot in the Chinese glass. It's, yes, production line stuff, but it's still well made. It's just, you know, not made to the same level as Murano. This one is just, no, this is not made by someone who, this was made by someone, I think, who's still learning. And again, that is fairly weighty. That's several pounds of glass, because all of that obviously is solid glass. So these are modern pieces, too heavy to ship. Probably no one's going to want them because they're a bit organic and not especially fine. This one is about the same. It's incredibly heavy. It's an awkward shape. I'm not going to be able to ship it, and it doesn't even sit flat on the table. It's yeah, you know, sometimes you just cock it up and yeah, there you go. So I wanted to show you this just for what it's worth, to show you that, like, you know, although I like to think I've got a good sense for what's quality, sometimes I really do just cock it up. It is what it is. So here we go. I'm going to take it as a learning experience that I should really be paying more attention. What's probably going to happen to these is that I will donate them back to the thrift store and just accept my losses are, you know, I've gonna lost 10 bucks, and it's okay. I think I do pretty well. I mean, I win more than I lose, which is what you want, but just not in this case. So for what it is, here's my small joyful things for the day, and thank you very much for watching. Sorry for the minor interruption. Bye bye.